Malaysia has set a bold target to generate 70% of energy from renewables by 2050. Now, what are the dynamic strategies driving renewable energy forward? I'm Muhammed Ahmad Hamdan and this is Money Matters. Welcome to your favorite channel, TV3, where you can also stream on Tonton. Now, in the studio with us today is Datuk Dr. Engineer Muhammad Guntor Mansor Tobeng, who is the Managing Director of Gading, Kencana, Sdn Bhd. Welcome to this episode of Money Matters, Datuk.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great. Datuk, maybe you can start by giving us a brief overview of Gading, Kencana, Sdn Bhd, what inspired the inception of the company, and what are the key services and solutions that the company offers.
Thank you very much, Muhammad. First of all, I would like to express our sincere thanks and appreciation to Money Matters and Perbadanan Usahawan Nasional Berhad for inviting me to share our experience in this session. I, myself and my wife, we started the company in 1996. You know, 1996 was the year of financial crisis.
Yeah.
There was no job, there was no business, there was so tough. But the operation cost was low at that time.
The Asian financial crisis,
yeah,
right?
The Asian the operation cost was low. So at that time, the first thing that came into my mind was, I don't want to compete with friends. I'm an electrical engineer. A lot of my friends set up their own company. Some of them become contractor, class F. They go for balloting projects to get. I said, no, I don't want to do all that. I want to do something special. So after doing some searching, then I think solar garden light was the best thing at that time. No competition, high margin. So because of that, then I started with solar garden light. And then 3 years later, competitor come in and sell cheaper than what I sell. So I moved to solar street lighting. So I supplied to JKR. And again, 2 years later, competitor come in and sell cheaper. Then we move to solar hybrid, solar off-grid. And then finally, we go to solar on-grid, where we do large-scale solar farm and so on. At the same time, we also do energy efficiency. So we help customers who have high electricity bill to do energy audit, and then we come in and invest in energy performance contracting at that time. And all in all, our business is all about solution for customers who want to achieve low electricity costs. So that was what I started in 1993, and then 1998 when we go full force. Then until today, we are very proud to stand here as a company who have a 500 million asset of solar farm in the country.
That's a very exciting journey. How did you first discover that it's a high margin business? Very early in the day, it was 1996.
Yeah. I worked for Philips Malaysia for 10 years.
Okay.
So after I graduated, I went to university with Philips scholarship. Then I studied electrical, electronic and system engineering. Once I graduated, I worked with Philips. After 10 years, I see a lot of friends get their company listed. So I also resigned and list one company. But it doesn't last very long because George Soros came in and wiped out everything at that time. So then we start looking into what works and what doesn't work and what's next.
Right.
So me and my wife is from College Tengku Kursia, so she is very well networked with her friends. So from there we learn about products, we learn about networking. From the networking, then we expand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Dato', when we talk about sustainability, we know that it is a broad concept that encompasses various dimensions. How does Gading Kencana specifically address the environmental aspect of ESG through its business activities?
Yeah. When we started as a $2 company in 1993, there was nothing. We just live like ABJJ, apa boleh joy. You know, we move from one step to the other and others. And the moment we arrive at the point where we build our own solar farm, that's the time that we have to be serious. Every mistake costs millions. In the past, one mistake cost nothing. a small amount. But in today's environment, if I make a wrong decision, it will cost me million. So I have to be more. I have to be more careful. I have to be more guided by my own tata kelola, so that I understand what I do. So in our business, as far as environment is concerned, we are concerned about climate change. We are concerned about natural resources, pollution and waste, and then biodiversity. So these are the areas that we look into that. If we build a solar farm, we tell ourselves not to cut the trees, but we go and look for either water body, lake, or we go for ex-mining land, where unfertile land, or maybe we go for area where there has been used for bioxide, so you can't use anything else. So those land then we convert into solar farm. We create value out of nothing.
Wow.
And then as far as social is concerned, we are very concerned about human rights, number one. Number two, supply chain standard. So we make sure supply chain, there's no corruption, there is no smuggling activity that can supply you cheap things. Health and safety, human capital development, this is very important. But the most important one is the governance. When we talk about governance, we talk about corporate governance, we talk about executive pay, the minimum pay. You know, sometimes every businessman would like to cut costs, you know, but not at that expense in our case. And the most important for us is equality, gender equality. So I'm proud to tell you that the best system engineering designer in my company is a female. And I have sent her to Brazil in 2016 to do commissioning for a World Cup stadium. So
Wow.
these are the kind of empowerment and talent development that we have achieved and we have done so far.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Now, Datuk, I want to talk more on empowering sustainable energy in the country. But before we do that, we're going to go for a quick commercial break. So hold that thought. And to our viewers, don't go away, because Money Matters will be back shortly. Welcome back to Money Matters. We're speaking with Datuk Dr. Engineer Muhammad Guntor Mansor Tobeng, who is the Managing Director of Gading, Kencana, Senja Berhad. Now, Datuk, looking ahead, what are Gading Kencana's goals for the future in terms of expansion, technological advancements and contributions to Malaysia's sustainability agenda?
As far as expansion is concerned, number one, we have come a long way. We have come a long way means we are ready to export our facility overseas. At the moment, we have business operation in Indonesia, Philippines, we are signing up MOU. We have in Djibouti, Africa. We have Nigeria. We have exported a lot of solar panels to Nigeria, as well as Japan. So those are the expansion of business that we have. And the other area that very important in our business is continuous R&D, research and development with technical company or research and development with university. We have signed MOU with a few universities like UTHM, University Kebangsaan, University Melaya, to do research on specific things, as well as University Pendidikan Sultan Idris on statistics. So having this, we are looking into how to store the energy. You know, solar farm, you have only the sunlight only 4 hours a day. So what do you do when you want to keep it longer? And what do you do when you have a cloud that move into your solar panel? So you have a dip in the voltage. So you need to have a frequency balancing mechanism. So the battery energy storage system is the next thing. The next best thing will happen. And today the price is still quite high. The price is about 3 times the price of solar, but I'm sure it's going to go lower. And as far as solar panels price is concerned, it is already a grid parity. Grid parity means it is already lower than the levelized cost of energy in the conventional energy. So it is there. And then number 2 is technology-wise is smart meter. Smart meter is something that people want to pay per use of time. So if you use at peak time, you pay more. You use at the less peak time, you pay less. So this kind of free market in energy will come in the future.
This has been implemented by TNB, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Not quite. They have done in some testing. They do digital metering, but we want to do more than that.
That's probably the direction that they're going to. Yeah.
And then today we receive a lot of inquiry. My house, I have solar. I want to install solar panel, but I consume so little. So what's the point of me having my solar panel on my rooftop? So what we want to do is that we want to do a peer-to-peer negotiation, which means that if Muhammad, your house is paying 1,800 ringgit bill a month, my house is only 200 ringgit, you can use my rooftop. Put my solar panel on my rooftop and then supply it to your house. Wow. So this kind of a market will be coming. So we have to prepare. And then the most important thing for our contribution to the country is IREC, International Renewable Energy Certificate. You know, in our NIM, National Industrial Master Plan, we're talking about inviting high-value, high-investment companies. When these companies come in like AT&S, like Motorola, like Intel, like Nestle, these people are RE100 companies. They would like to offset the electricity they consume. So they want to buy the carbon that my solar farm generate. So when we generate solar farm, we have environmental attribute which reduce the carbon. So they want to buy that carbon from us. So that is our contribution to the country. So if we don't have that, then these especially data centers may not want to come to Malaysia. And even foreign country wants to import our renewable energy from Malaysia. So that's why Malaysia is in the best position to become an RE hub in the whole country. We can export renewable energy to our neighboring country and so on. And the other one, most important thing for us to do now is to promote STEM. Because as you know today, science and mathematics are very less interest by the younger generation to go to universities, and especially among the boys. Right. So we are doing collaboration with UTHM to go to the rural school and campaign science and mathematics, teach them in a fun manner, so they enjoy it, and they would like to take up this kind of courses when they are in the university.
But success can be measured in various ways.
Right.
How do you evaluate the success of your ESG initiatives, and what tangible impact have they had on your business's profitability and its community?
Normally, what we do, we first set a KPI. KPI in the sense of efficiency in product sourcing and so on. Then we measure the KPI. We get third-party validation. We get auditor to come in, just like ISO 9000. We have outsiders to come and do the audit. And then from there on, we also check our bottom line because as we grow bigger, access to fund is getting more interesting, more difficult because we need bigger funds. And when I told you that we are building 2 solar farms at the moment, each one costs about 150 million. So the moment you talk about these kind of numbers, you can't go to your friends and borrow 100 million. You have to go to the bank. And you have to talk to financial institution. So PUNB's product is very interesting because they act as a mezzanine. You know, sometimes you have the money, but you're just short by that small amount that make or break the project. That is where PUNB come in and support you in that sense. So it's very good.
Right. Datuk, we've got to make way for another round of commercial break, so hold that thought. And to our viewers, once again, don't go away because Money Matters will be back shortly. Welcome back. We're speaking with Datuk Dr. Engineer Muhammad Guntor Mansor Tobeng, Managing Director of Gading, Kencana, Sdn Bhd. Now, Datuk, the journey towards sustainability is both challenging and also rewarding, I would say. What are some of the significant impacts or achievements Gading Kencana has accomplished in promoting renewable energy and sustainability in Malaysia?
That's a very good question, Muhammad. Thank you very much. Number one, if I have to do it again, if I were to do it again, I will do it better this time.
Okay.
Because number one, along the line, I have never dreamed of owning a solar farm. Owning an asset was 80 million ringgit at that time. With this ESG, because there was solar farm bidding, we bid and we got it. So the challenge to build the 80 million ringgit solar farm in 2012 was a very exciting one. We went to 8 different banks within 1 year, and every one of them turned us down. Yeah, because they say you must be dreaming. You have paid up capital 1 million ringgit and you want to build 80 million ringgit projects. What do you have? So we said, I have my kampong,
this was in the 90s we're talking about.
I have my... He said, no, those are all not enough. So what do you have? Then we went back and looked at what we have. We looked at our cash position at that time. And then we got the loan from PUNB. Then the bank said, that is what we want. You have that mezzanine. You can raise that difference between the bank and the bank and the equity. Then we will give you the loan. So that was the most significant part. So with that contribution, Then we build the first solar farm. It was very difficult, but we take all the trouble. All our people are there. All my time is there on site. We check, we make sure the main contractor are doing a good job.
Where's the locations of these two farms
This location is in Melaka, the first location. So when we bought the land in Melaka, we thought it was 25 acres. But when we do the pre-com, it was only 17 acres. Oh my God. And then we have to do the value engineering. We have to get our local engineer. So what we learn in solar is that the solar panel must face south. In Germany, we went to learn, they say must face south, cannot face north. But we come back and say, hey, look, this is equator, Malaysia equator. Facing south and facing north is the same thing. Then we try, we do shadow casting, we do simulation, and we say, let's do it. So we were able to deliver the world's most efficient solar farm. People require 4 acres per megawatt. We only need 1.5 acres per megawatt. So that was the most successful achievement that we do. And until today, we still hold the record. Even though the efficiency of solar cells has improved from in the past 18% to 25% today, but still the record is ours. Nobody wants to do what we did, but we do it because we bought the land small. That's why we had to do it. And when we build the second solar farm, this time I don't go to see the bank. The bank come and see me. They start knocking the doors and so on. And still, we got another line from PUNB, and we build up another one again. So today, we have one farm, 8 megawatt in Melaka. We have one farm completed in Bidor. We have another NEDA solar farm, 30 megawatt or so in Bidor. We bought another piece of land in Bidor also. We built another 44 megawatt. So we have a total capacity about 123 megawatt today. Very proud to share with you, and very proud to share with the audience that you can do it if you believe in it.
Sure.
Yeah?
Datuk, perhaps one more question before we wrap up the program. This is the business of the future, you said earlier, right? So looking to the future, where do you see the most significant opportunities for integrating business with sustainability over the next few years?
Wow, this is a very difficult question to answer. But what I can see is that in foreseeing the prosperity of the future, sustainability, ESG, this is the one. And what we need to do now, in order to make sure we can hand over this earth to our grandchildren, so we have to embrace ESG and solar energy, especially the carbon, and that can also help you to bring in more investment into the country. So I think this is the best business that you can do in order to support the whole nation. Yeah, like what we did in our program before. Instead of just doing it ourselves, we also do a community program like Suryaku, Wakaf Masjid, and also we do solarpreneur program. So with this kind of approach, I'm sure it will make everybody, the whole Malaysia as a nation, into an ESG, into a solar awareness program, so that everybody understands the need, the importance of it, and we can prosper together.
Any plans for Gading Kencana to go for IPO, perhaps?
Inshallah, we are now preparing ourselves. We look into the accounts. We engage the big four to come and look into our numbers again. Hopefully, in the next 3 years, we should be there.
Datuk Dr. Engineer Muhammad Guntor Mansor Tobeng, Managing Director of Gading Kencana Sermihat. Thanks once again for taking the time to be with us on this episode of Money Matters.
Thank you so much.
Great. For the past half an hour, you've been with us on Money Matters. If you missed the earlier part of this episode, you can also catch it up on Tonton. Be sure to join us next week, same time, right here on TV3. I'm Muhammed Ahmad Hamdan. Thanks for watching and have a great weekend.